Greetings YouTube, this is Longbow, and this is a longbow. This is my oak Blue Beetle bow, and you'll see it's missing a key component, the bowstring. So I'm going to make one. In order to do so, I'll need a jig, so I'll start off with this board here. It's about the same length as the bow. And the two other components of the jig are these little wooden blocks with posts attached. So you can see the construction is quite simple. On one side you've got two posts sticking up. That's the initial side that you begin working with, and the other side has a single post. And what you do is you attach these things to the board with some plain old vice grips. Just put one at the very end here, with the two prongs pointing upwards. Now I'll put another one at the other end at about 90% of the bow's length. So the entire length of the bow would be here, so I'll put it about there. It's better to err a little bit on the side of caution. If it's longer, you can always tie knots in it, but if it's too short, you're screwed. Okay, I'll be making it with this thread here. This is a 42-pound test braided polyester wire, I think. So I'll just be wrapping it around these posts a number of times. Let's get a loop in here. And I'll place that over the first little post here. I'll just run this string down this length a number of times. Wrapping around the four posts. Come here, you. Oh, crap. Finally got the stupid tangle out of this. Okay, so now that I've got 8 strands on both sides, I'll just wrap it around there a couple times, and I'll tie it off. We'll snip that. Okay, so we're done with that string. The next step will be to do the servings. So basically what serving is, it's just a thread that you wind around the main cable in its stress points, and that helps to reinforce it. And for that purpose I'll be using this 20-pound braided fishing line. 20-pound test. And I'll just begin winding that around here. But in order to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to be building a serving tool. And basically I just got to hollow out this rectangular section here, drill a hole across this dotted line, another hole through the top here, and a little V groove. The hole on the top is for the string to pass through, and the hole down here is for this little bolt that I've got on my spool of thread to pass through. So we'll skip ahead to the finished product of this. Well, here's the completed serving tool. It's quite simple, as you can see. couple holes there for the axle, hole there for the string to pass through, and it's got a V-groove in the back, which kind of rides the string, the bowstring. So to load it up, you just take your thread, pass it through the hole here. Take this brass bolt, stick it in there like that, and this little wing nut is used to adjust the tension of the spool. Now I'll just place this on here, bringing it as close to the post as I can. So I want this thing to be 20 centimeters in total length. It's now at about 17. So I'm going to commence the back serving. So I'll pull off a good length of the thread here. And I'll start my back serving, so I'll do about 30 windings, and I'm going to spin this in the exact same direction. But instead of going this way, I'll be going this way. And I'll just continue doing this until it appears as though I have around 3 centimeters worth of winding, back winding I should say, or back serving. Okay, I think I have enough there now. Just loosen that up. Whoop. This string around in the same direction. And as I wind onto here, it'll unspool off of here. Reached the end. Okay, now that I've only got a single loop there, I'll hold it tight, pull this through. And that finishes off the serving. And once I pulled it through, I just burn it off here. Well, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but the serving is done on this side, so now I flip it over. And I'll do the exact same thing on this side. So, now that I've got servings at both ends of this thing, you can see one there, and the other right here, it's time to switch from the 2-post method to the 1-post method. So I'll just go ahead and do that now. Not only am I going to do that, but I'm going to center the servings now. All being on this side, I've got it looped around the pencil. We'll do the same on this side. There you can see the servings are now symmetrical on both sides of the object. And now I will commence with the second round of serving. So what I have to do at this point is leave enough space for the loop to fit over the edge of my bow. So I'll start winding right around here and go down to about here. So hopefully you can see what the second round of serving was for. It's taken these two strands and bound them together into one. So now my next step will be to take the opposite hoop and put it on there. And that will allow me to determine where my center point is. Which is right here. I'll just put a piece of tape there. Bring it back over. So now what I have to do is the final phase, which is putting serving on this area here. From here, whoops, from about here to here, to protect my hand and also the string from being shredded by the arrow. Okay, so now that I've reached the center of the thread, I'm going to make this thing go back and forth just a couple times to build up that section and make a little bump, and that will tell me where to put my arrow. Jesus, this takes a long time. Cold dead hand, cold dead hand, cold dead hand, cold dead hand. The last thing I want to make for this are some little rubber vibration reducers. So I'm just going to take a balloon and cut the neck off of it. And once you've got this item here, I'm just going to cut a bunch of slits in it. Try to space them very closely together if I can. So all I did is I cut some fine little strips in the ends of each one of these until they look like these little squid things. And now I'm going to just trim a couple rubber bands off of this remnant balloon. And I'll do that by taking the point of the balloon and stretching it a bit. And I'll just cut kind of little ribbons out of it like this. And when you unwind one of these, they become nice little rubber bands. I'll just cut that. And that's what I'll use to secure this mechanism to the bowstring. So prior to putting it on the bowstring, I'm going to put one inside the other. So basically I'll pull the yellow one through until I get something that looks like this. I've manufactured these little shock absorbers here, and all you do is you take your balloon deal and you pass it over the loop on the end of your bowstring. Pull it through. Pull it about halfway down, or actually 1/4 of the way down the bowstring. So I'm at the halfway point between this serving and the other one down here. I'm going to take the piece of rubber strip I made. And I'll just proceed to wind it around the throats of the little balloon pieces I have here. Okay, so that now that I've wrapped it around there a number of times, I'm just going to tie a knot in it with a small loop of string. I'll just pass it over where I'm wrapping the band. I'll go over it twice. I'll just take the rubber and pass it through the little loop here. I've taken the rubber and passed it through the loop, and now I just take the other end of the loop and pull that loop through, and it pulls the rubber along with it. Now I just trim the piece of rubber that's attached to the loop. And our shock absorber rubber dealy ding dong thingamajigger is complete. I just gotta put the other one on now. So here we have the finished product. Right now it's unstrung, so you can see all the various fibers there making it up. This bow is a total of 6 feet long. And here she is with the string attached and knocked. Nice and taut. Get much better than that. I never said I was a good shot, but hey, I hit it. Questions or comments, feel free to ask down below.